Welcome everyone. Welcome to my live. Let's talk about moving abroad. Let's talk about living abroad. So, in case you are new here, my name is Bianca. And last year, my husband and I left the United States to live abroad as digital nomads. So, let me know in the comments if you know what a digital nomad is. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for double tapping that screen. Let me know in the comments if you know what a digital nomad is. Put the word yes if you do. Put the words not yet if you either have never heard of a digital nomad or maybe you have heard of a digital nomad, but you're like, I'm not really sure I understand exactly what it is. So okay, Black Love, welcome. I see you said not yet. So yeah, so last year my husband and I left the United States to live abroad as digital nomads. A digital nomad is literally somebody who works and travels. That's really the simplest way to put it. Whenever you think about the word nomad, somebody who is nomadic, they move around from place to place. They don't necessarily have one place that they call home. And then whenever you pop the word digital in front of it, that just means that I make money digitally. That means that I earn a living online so I can make money from anywhere. So yeah, last year my husband and I decided to become digital nomads. On February 4th last year, we got on a one-way flight to Brazil. And since Brazil, we've also been in 9 other countries. We've been in Spain, Vietnam, Thailand, Japan, China, Indonesia, Panama, Colombia, Mexico. Like we've been in 10 different countries since last year. It's been a really incredible journey, and I go live so that I can be a resource for y'all. I go live so that I can answer your questions, and so I can show y'all that this life is possible for you as well. I'm not out here doing things that you cannot do. Like I'm here to be a resource for you and to show you living proof of somebody who didn't grow up with money and who still traveled to 24 countries. Living proof of somebody who didn't grow up traveling, didn't grow up making money online. I grew up like everybody else, not everybody else, but like a lot of other people in financial survival mode, wondering, oops. Oh, wow. I should have did that before. That's a lot easier. Wondering if I was going to have to rob Peter to pay Paul, all of that. Okay. Like I get it. I didn't come from a background of people who were out here living the life that I'm living right now. Okay. Like my mom was a college dropout and my dad didn't even finish high school. And yet now I have 10 streams of income that I can earn from anywhere in the world. And I'm here to tell you to your face that this life is possible for you as well. So hello, Lainey from Argentina. So let me know in the comments, which countries are y'all interested in living abroad? Let me just see where y'all trying to go. Get in these comments and let me know. Thank y'all so much for tapping that screen. I really appreciate the hearts. Drop your country or your countries that you are debating in the comments and let me know. This is not what I meant to have pulled up at all. Yes, Mexico. Mexico is actually my favorite country in the whole wide world. People think I'm crazy because they be like, Bianca, you done been to 24 different countries and Mexico is still your favorite. And I'm like, I don't know what to tell y'all. Every time I go to Mexico, it feels like home. Okay. Where else y'all trying to go? Put your countries in the comment. Nisha said, what part of Colombia are you in? I'm in Medellin. So let me know. Let me know which other countries y'all are interested in moving abroad. Whatever outside of the US. Okay, we're gonna need you to be a little bit more selective than just whatever. But I also kind of love that. I also kind of love that mentality. Oh, cool. I've never been to Santa Marta. Oh, Egypt, period. There's a girl I follow on IG who lives in Egypt and she loves it, but she lives in a part I've never been to. The one that starts with an H. Asia, probably Thailand. Okay, we always get Thailand in the comments. Always, always. Love, love, love Thailand. We love Bogota, but at the top for our next stop is Malaysia. Okay, dope. I've never been to Bogota or Malaysia. So, but I've heard really great things about Malaysia. So, yeah, if you end up going, let me know how you like it. So, like I said, y'all, welcome for those of you who are new. Who is new? If it's your first time here, put a number 1 for me in the comments. If you've never joined any of my live videos before, drop a number 1 in the comments. If you have joined me before, drop a number 2. And if you would like to move abroad in the next 365 days, drop a number 3 in the comments. And Ireland for sure. Okay, listen, that's a great starting point. Okay. Asante, I don't know if I said that right, but welcome, Black Love. Welcome. So y'all, today we're going to be diving into how to move abroad from the United States. Boho Goddess says she's leaving in 2 weeks. Let's go. Where are you headed? I love that for you. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all tapping that screen. So I'm going to be sharing some real life gems and experiences to help y'all get the F out of the United States and live abroad, because y'all, like I said, this life is 100% possible for you. Like, just stop sleeping on yourself. Stop thinking that it's too hard. Stop thinking that it's too complicated. There's so many different ways that you can live abroad, and I am here to shed the light. Yes, Thailand, man. We were talking about, I was on with some people the other day and we were talking about Thailand. Thailand is just always a spot that you miss whenever you leave. Love, love, love me some Thailand. What part of Thailand are you in, by the way? My favorite part was Bangkok, but we also went to Phuket, Pattaya, Krabi, and Chiang Mai. It's been 5 months so far. I'm gonna aim for 5 years. Yes, listen, I'm here for it. Okay, y'all, experiencing living abroad is honestly such a life-changing thing. Like, it was honestly a life-changing thing for me as well. Like, it's one of the reasons why I go live. It's one of the reasons why I am so passionate about what I do. It's one of the reasons why I'm so determined to help you do this, because I understand how impactful this has been on my life. Like, I understand that I will never be the same person I was before, and it'll be the same for you. Once you live abroad, it's like, you can't unlearn something. You can't unsee something. You can't unhear something. You can't be unwoke. Once you have woken up from the American dream, once you have woken up and you have realized that the sun does not rise and set on the ass of the United States, once you have woken up and realized that there's so much more to life than just work and hustling and constantly being obsessed with getting a bigger TV and a bigger car and a bigger house, once you realize that life is meant for living and that you're not supposed to be in survival mode. Let me just say that one more time. You're not supposed to be in survival mode. Once you realize that you're supposed to be thriving in your life, you're supposed to be having fun, you're supposed to have easy access to foods that are fresh and healthy and affordable. You're supposed to be able to afford to live your life and still have plenty of money left over to do all the things that you've been fantasizing about, to do the things that maybe you haven't even fantasized about because you're like, I could never, okay? Y'all, for the first time in my life, me and my husband, we have a weekly house cleaner. We have a weekly house cleaner. Her name is Elizabeth. She comes here every week, cleans our entire apartment, and cooks for us. And cooks for us, y'all. $30, $40 every week, okay? Like, I'm talking bi-weekly massages. I'm talking about you ain't even washing your own hair no more. Somebody washing your hair because it's only costing you $20. Getting my nails done for $12. Getting a style that would have cost me $300 in the US. Getting this done for $60 here. On Saturday, I'm actually going to this woman who I just met. She's going to put not this hair, but my natural hair in some mini twists. Y'all, 60,000 Colombian pesos, which is like $15, maybe, not even, like $14, $15, 60,000 Colombian pesos. Do y'all know what people are charging in the United States for mini twists? Y'all, I've seen a woman charging $600 for mini twists. I need y'all to understand. Once you have gotten a taste of this, you are forever changed. Boho said, girl, I've always wanted to move to Costa Rica. So what's stopping you? Let me know in the comments. What is stopping y'all from moving abroad? What's stopping y'all? Let me know. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what you feel is holding you back, okay? Child, I know it's expensive in the U.S. Every time I go to the U.S., I be like, damn. And don't get me wrong, because like inflation happens everywhere, okay? Like, I'm not going to deny that. Inflation happens everywhere. But if you are making USD, y'all, there's so many other countries where your money will go a lot further. Now, I do not believe that you should only move abroad because it's cheaper, okay? Like, I believe that's how you end up being a Karen. That's part of the reason why a lot of people in the US, or sorry, a lot of countries outside of the US, why we have such like a poor reputation. Like, it's not a good enough reason just because you want to save money. You need to feel this shit in here. You need to feel this in your spirit, okay? I am talking to the people who feel called to move abroad, not the people who are doing this because moving to Thailand seems like the trendy thing to do on social media right now. Okay? Don't be going to move abroad because it looks trendy, because people on social media make it look sexy, okay? If you don't feel called to this life, you might need to stay your ass in the US. You might need to take a trip and then go back home. Because I'm going to tell you, what some of these people on these apps aren't telling y'all is that living abroad is not for everybody. It's not. But the good news is you can do a test drive. You can do a test drive and see how you like it. So I'm going to be going through my MAPS course later. It's called the Move Abroad Planning Series. In case you can't stay on here for that long, I do want to let y'all know I do have a live bonus for anybody who gets my MAPS course while I'm live. You can use the promo code 20 to take off 20%. I'm going to go a little bit more into the course a little bit later, but everything in that course, that course has everything that you need to get the F out of the United States. So for those of y'all who are for real, about getting the F out, but you just need some guidance, you need some steps, you need a roadmap, you need answers to your questions all in one place, so you don't got a million videos saved over here and a blog post bookmarked over there. Y'all can check out the MAPS course as well. Krabi, Koh Samui, I love it there. I've never been to Koh Samui, but I've been to Krabi. Okay, I need a job. Listen, I've heard this over and over and over again. Also, in the MAPS course, I give you my favorite remote job resources. I actually literally just updated it. I just updated it yesterday. So I give you my, I need to send that email out. Yeah, I need to send that email out. I just thought about that. But anyways, I give you my favorite remote job resources, as well as so many different ways that you can make money outside of a job. Deville says disability income. Why? Is it because if you move, you'll lose it? The not knowing, and I would like to do it without having to become a citizen. Okay, so the not knowing, Black love, that's never going to go anywhere. Y'all, whenever it comes to fear of the unknown, you just got to put the fear in your suitcase and take it with you. Put the fear in your suitcase and take it with you, okay? Because if you're waiting for the fear to go away, you will never leave. You will never leave. It's okay for you to feel scared. You know, your brain doesn't actually know the difference between being nervous and being excited. It's okay for you to feel scared. It's not like I had this figured out. Me and my husband, for the first 6 months, 6 to 8 months, honestly, y'all, when I tell you we were winging it, okay? But you already have a 100% success rate of figuring out everything in your life up until now. So why would you stop? Taryn says retirement, 2 more years. Okay, at least you got a plan. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all. Money, language barriers, finding a job, leaving my country behind. Money. Okay, you can make more money. You can make more money. Oh, yeah, you don't have to give up your citizenship. I didn't even address that part. Yeah, I still have my U.S. citizenship. I haven't become a citizen anywhere else. I actually would like to get dual citizenship at some point. That is a goal for mine in the next few years. But I mean, yeah, you don't have to give up your U.S. citizenship or become a citizen of another country. You just need to be mindful of the places that you're going. You need to be mindful of the visas. So for example, you can go to Albania or Estonia or Georgia in Europe, and you can stay there for a full year without any special visa requirements. You can stay in Mexico for 6 months. You can stay in Panama for 6 months. There are countries where you can go and stay for a certain amount of time, and then you can do a border run and come back, or it just depends. Right now I'm in Colombia. You can stay here for 180 days, but you do have to apply for an extension after 90 days. I just applied for my extension. So yeah, you don't have to do that. Okay, yeah, so let me go back. Money. Okay, you can make more money. You can make more money. In the MAPS course, I go over so many different ways that you can start making more money so that you can move abroad and have money to support yourself while you're living abroad. Language barriers, you got Google Translate. You're capable of learning a new language. You don't got to be fluent. What about the language barriers are you afraid of? Finding a job, okay, we already addressed that. Leaving my country behind. If you don't want to leave your country behind, then don't. Like I said this earlier, y'all, living abroad ain't for everybody. If one of your fears is if one of your fears is, I don't know if I don't want to live, I don't know if I actually want to live outside of the US, do not pick up your entire life and go move abroad. Go slow travel. Go live abroad somewhere for a few weeks. Go live abroad somewhere for a few months. Decide after you have actually had a taste of living abroad. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't let these people on these apps gas you thinking, well, if you want to move abroad, go sell your house, your kids, and your dogs, give up everything, go to your new country and figure it out. Your move abroad journey does not have to look like that, y'all. You can do a test drive of living abroad. That's what I did. I did that back in 2019. There are several ways you can do a test drive of living abroad. I go through those in my MAPS course as well. If I could work remotely, I'd move in a heartbeat. So, Drew Kia, my question for you is, what's more important to you? Living abroad or staying in your current job? And that's okay if the answer is staying at your current job. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Like I said, y'all, this life ain't for everybody, but you have to ask yourself, okay? Let me know in the comments on a scale of 1 to 10. On a scale of 1 to 10, how serious are y'all about experiencing living abroad outside of the United States before your time in this earthly realm expires? I'm in Colombia right now. I want to learn new cultures, and you absolutely will. You absolutely will, sis. For most people I talk to who think about leaving, family connection is holding them back. That's completely fair. Like, I will not sit here and pretend like being away from my family is not hard some days. It is. It is 100%. It is. Okay. My niece just went to middle school. It breaks my heart that I wasn't there. I was in Mexico whenever my niece turned 11 this year. Like, it broke my heart. It broke my heart. Like, last year when we were in Asia, my husband's mom, like, she got sick, and like the fact that we weren't there, it was really fucking hard. Like, there were people there with her, but we weren't there. That was hard. A few weeks ago, my mom got in a car accident. Thank God she's perfectly fine, but I wasn't there. And I had a whole breakdown. And so many feelings of guilt for not being there. It's real. It 100% is real. Now, let me be very clear. There are a lot of things that you can do to stay connected to your family. Okay, y'all, we live in a world where technology is so advanced. Okay, so I understand it's not going to be the same as like reaching out and touching your person, but there are things that you can do to make sure that you stay connected to your family and friends back home. So in the MAPS course that I mentioned earlier, so the course has 12 different videos. I believe it's day 11. I believe it's day 11 out of 12 videos. We actually spent a ton of time talking about how to stay connected to your people back home, because that's important, okay? Some of y'all, you're moving abroad and some of your family's not going with you. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like that's easy. But again, that's why I asked, how serious are you about living this life? Because is it hard being away from my family sometimes? Yes. But do I have any regrets of moving abroad from the US? No, I don't, because I have to live my life for me. And because me and my husband are happier abroad, we are at peace more whenever we are abroad. We live more in the present moment now that we are abroad, okay? Like, our quality of life improved significantly outside of the United States. And it's actually one of the reasons why we're in Latin America and not in Asia. Don't get me wrong. I love Latin America, but baby, if we didn't want to be closer to our family, we'd probably be in Thailand right now. But we knew that we wanted to be able to come home, at least like quarterly, at least like, 3 to 4 times a year, to make sure that we can see our parents, especially because like our parents are older as well. Got a gel manicure in Thailand for $15 USD. Child. See, so the cheapest I've ever gotten my nails done up until recently was actually in Thailand. I paid $14. Y'all, I paid $12 for this here in Colombia, which really, like, when she told me that price, I was like, what? But yeah, them prices y'all be paying to get y'all nails done in the US. Catherine said it's not easy. What's not easy? Deville said my choice is Better Health Choice Foods Land. We're moving to Uruguay in December. It's possible. Yes, Aaron's. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on the comments. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all. I see them 10s. I see that. Wait, is that 8.5? I thought I said 81. Okay, 23. I'm screaming. Y'all are hilarious. Hello, Sandy. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to scroll back. Aaron said our brain prefers the known, even if it's worse for us. 100% true. That's why earlier we were talking about the fear of the unknown. And I was like, put the fear in your suitcase and bring it with you, because it's coming anyway. It's coming anyways. Like, you want me to sit here and tell you your move abroad journey is going to be perfect? It's not. You're going to make mistakes. You know how many mistakes me and my husband have made since we left the US? Hundreds. We were abroad for 90 days, and we literally did a live about 90 lessons that we learned in 90 days, y'all. Now we've been abroad since last year. We have made so many mistakes, but the great thing about me making mistakes for you is that now you don't have to make the same mistakes as me. Now you can ask me your questions. Now you can avoid doing a lot of the stupid shit that I made, but setbacks are going to be inevitable. Y'all, if you want to do big shit in life, you got to be willing to risk it to get the biscuit. Okay, you got to be willing to put your foot out over the ledge and know that leap of faith is going to carry you past your fear. It's going to carry you through your fear. It's going to show you why. The entire point of being courageous, y'all, being courageous does not mean you don't have fear. Being courageous means that you feel the fear and you move forward anyways. That's how you build self-confidence. People look at me now because of how much I travel, or like, oh, look at you, like speaking in like all this Spanish. And I'm like, Do you know how embarrassed I feel a lot of times when I'm speaking Spanish? Sometimes I speak Spanish and I feel confident, but I'm going to be honest with y'all. A lot of the times I feel like I sound ignorant as hell. But you know what? I'm still putting myself out there and I'm still doing it. People are like, "Oh wow, you're not staying in a hotel. You're just staying there with the locals." Yes. Yes, I am, because this is a confidence muscle that I have built. I did not start out this way. I started out in a household that was in financial survival mode for my entire life. My entire life. I didn't start out with passports. Y'all, the first time I got on a plane, I was 21 going to Miami. Going to Miami, okay? The first time I left the United States, it was a work trip that I'll always be grateful for, because that's how I got my first passport. Y'all, my story is not, my story has humble beginnings. My story is not about somebody who was born with a silver spoon in their mouth, whose parents were like, let's go to Paris next summer. Let's do this. I never travel internationally with my parents. My mom is 73 years old. She left the United States for the first time. This was in August. So 3 months ago, she came here to Colombia to see me. 73 years old, had never left the United States. Now, my 73-year-old mama can come out here, but y'all acting scared? Okay, y'all. Frida Butler said, where do you start? Everything that you need to know is in my MAPS course, y'all. It's at the link in my bio. And while I'm live, you can use the promo code 20. That's the word 20 spelled out, for 20% off. For those of y'all who are for real, take advantage. Take advantage, because you can have everything that you need to move abroad in one spot. And there is also a payment plan option for anybody who wants to use Klarna or Afterpay. I'm so scrolling, y'all. My friends who see us leaving, they can't leave. My friends who see us leaving, they can't leave their kids' grandparents. Oh, I see what you mean. Like, they don't want to take the kids away from their grandparents. That's completely fair. I have no kids, no pets, no mortgage. I am in no way, shape, or form going to sit here and pretend like I know what that feels like, okay? Whenever people ask me about, like, oh, you know, are you and your husband going to be here like permanently? I'm not going to lie to y'all. It's very hard to imagine going back to living in the US like permanently after the life that I've lived abroad. But at the same time, if me and my husband end up having kids, I know it is going to be very hard to imagine them not being there. Like that's a very real thing. Like I said, I'm not here to lie to y'all. I'm not here to tell y'all that, oh, once you move abroad, all your problems are going to be solved. Oh, once you move abroad, you no longer have challenges. You absolutely have challenges. You just have different challenges. This is why I tell people all the time, choose your hard. Because some of y'all are acting like you're not already living a hard life. Being in a country where you don't feel safe, not being able to afford a fucking carton of eggs, living check to check, being afraid that your kids are going to school and not coming back home because somebody was having a bad day. Okay? Some of y'all need to understand that you're already living a hard life. You just need to choose your hard. I chose the hard of being physically further away from my family because I am happier abroad. And this is, like I said, this is another reason why we chose to stay in Latin America versus being in Asia, because we wanted to be closer. You get to make your move abroad fit into what you're looking for. This is exactly what I show you how to do in the MAPS course. Y'all, drop the word learn in the comments if you've already learned something about living abroad just while you've been on this live. If you've already learned something while you're in here, let me see the word learn in the comments. Y'all, the MAPS course has 12 of these. 12. And then you also get my 23-page resource guide. That also, it's kind of like a written version of the course. Thank you, Chris. And then there's a workbook that for you to follow along as well. You can print it out. You can follow along online, however you want to do it. I am full on desperate to leave. Sarah the Sleepy. So what you doing about it, sis? Black Love said, I'm so ready for a change and learning something new, period. I want to move to Korea. I've never been, but I heard really good things about South Korea. Nobody is stopping me from wanting more for myself. My piece is worth it all, period. I'm serious about moving abroad. My children are adults. Let's go. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all. Y'all, I'm still scrolling. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay, here we go. How long did y'all prepare before moving? So thank y'all for the hearts. Fun fact, we actually thought we were going to be living in Florida right now. We had decided to move to Florida in 2022. I want to say it was 2022. We decided to move to Florida. And then in the very end of September 2023, I took a trip to Europe for my birthday. I went to France, Netherlands, and Germany. And whenever I was in Paris, I did this tour, and the guy leading the tour, he was like half American, half Jamaican. And we were just talking about the differences in living abroad and moving abroad. And I started thinking about it. And remember, y'all, I took a test drive. This ain't my first time. I lived abroad for the first time in 2019. So I was thinking about it, and I was like, damn, living abroad again sounds dope. So I literally messaged my husband. Actually, I have the screenshot where I literally messaged him on Facebook Messenger, and I was like, I think we should move abroad instead of moving to Florida. And that was in September. And then, I think it was like late October, November, where we fully decided. And then we left in February 2024. So we knew that we were moving abroad for about 3 months before we left. Gina is going to South Africa. Let's go. I have a friend from Thailand. I talked to her about moving to her home country. Fresh foods, affordable. Absolutely. Chris said, change of plans. Rutro, looking at getting a job in Canada. Just called a job recruiter. I thought that was the original plan. Or wait, you're not going to do the school thing? Is that what you mean? Yeah, I'm in Colombia right now, but I've been in 10 different countries since last year. So I am a digital nomad. Wild to think we have to flee the country my ancestors fled to over 400 years ago. You don't have to flee, baby. You do not. You in no way, shape, or form have to flee. It is a choice. Literally just got off the phone with one recruiter for jobs in Canada. Yes. I tell my friends who want to leave but feel they can't. I could be the bridge to them leaving. Y'all, yeah, some of y'all just got to set the example. Some of y'all some of y'all will have to lead by example, especially for those of you who are caught up in the people who are too scared to leave or leaving people behind, or I want this person to come. Y'all, some of y'all have to lead by example. Okay. So I'm about to tell y'all a crazy story. It's not that crazy, but it's crazy to me. So my sister, who is my best friend, she's a nurse. And I remember this had to be maybe 5-6 years ago. I hadn't really heard of a travel nurse, but then she told me what a travel nurse was. And I was basically like, girl, you out of your mind? Why are you not a travel nurse? You can be, they cover your travels. They cover your housing. I was like, you're out of your mind. My sister and I have very different personalities. Okay. She's more of an introvert. She's a little bit more reserved. She likes to say that she's not as brave as me, whatever. I feel like that's excuses, but I'm not going to go down that road right now. Here's the point, y'all. My sister came to see me with my mom here in Colombia back in August. And then she came here again for my birthday last month. So now my sister has been here twice, and she's actually been able to witness what living abroad looks like. She's actually seen what it's like behind the scenes. My sister's birthday was November 3rd. It was a week ago. About a week ago. And then she went to Puerto Rico for her birthday. So I was asking her about her trip after she got back. Y'all, for the first time in my entire life, I heard my sister say something about living abroad. She literally was like, oh my God, I could live in Puerto Rico. And I was like, what? I need y'all to understand. Me and my sister have traveled together. Okay. We done been outside the US. We've taken trips. We done been to resorts. She went to El Salvador with me for my birthday. Like, she has traveled. She ain't never, ever said anything about living abroad. And she was like, oh my God, I could live in Puerto Rico. And I was like, look at that. Sis came out here, witnessed what this life can look like, witness what it looks like to be somewhere and you're living slower. You can walk to the store. You can walk and get delicious foods. You wake up by the beach. You wake up having beautiful mountain views like I have here in Medellin. And for the first time, she didn't even realize that shit just slid out of her mouth over here talking about she could live in Puerto Rico. You don't know who's going to come. You don't know who you're going to influence. You don't know whose journey you're going to impact. You don't know how powerful your story is going to be for somebody else. That's why I continue to show up, y'all. Please do not get it twisted, okay? There are so many days I don't want to show up. I want to show up on this app. I have thought about deleting social media and falling off the face of the earth, but I show up for y'all. I show up for the people who are like, Bianca, I got your course and now I'm moving to Thailand next month. Bianca, I got your course, and with everything I've learned, now I feel ready to go. Now me and my husband are taking a scouting trip to go see if we like Panama. I literally show up because I know that somebody else needs to know that even if you grew up black and broke, lower middle class in the US, not having money, didn't travel places, not having a fancy network, not having a whole bunch of resources, even if you know what it's like to live check to check, your bank account is overdrafting, even if you know what all of these things feel like, you can still move abroad and thrive. You know how I know? Because a bitch did it, okay? Let me calm down because I really am trying to stop using profanity on here. I'll be trying to clip these up to post them later, and I'll be like, damn, Bianca. My choices were always Ghana, Costa Rica, Thailand, and China, period. Okay, Miami. There is nothing I can do about the people who can't leave. Exactly. She said, I'm not suffering for nobody, period. Y'all, are you renting a house or apartment now? How expensive is it to live there? So I'm currently in Medellin, Colombia. So our apartment on Airbnb is like $1,800, but the guy who owns it agreed to do $1,600 for because we were going to stay longer for 6 months. But I mean, y'all, there's people out here who are paying a lot less than that. Honestly, $1,600 is it's more on the expensive side. And if you go on Airbnb, everything there is overpriced anyways, because Airbnb is an American company targeted at Americans and people who, the people who own Airbnbs, they know that. So prices are super, super inflated. If you're willing to furnish your own place, you can get something for as low as like $900 a month. I'm talking nice ass apartment, like modern 3 bedrooms. And if you want to go furnish, if you still want something more modern, I would say you could probably easily find you like a, and this is and I'm talking like higher end, like modern amenities, pool, gym, 24/7 security, all of that stuff. Like you can probably get you something in like a 1 bedroom for like $1,000. And then, 2 and 3, I would say anywhere between like maybe like $1,200, $1,500, again, depending on the area, depending on where you are, and depending on how well you can negotiate. Okay. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all. No, it's $1,600 a month that we pay. But the other thing to keep in mind, y'all, is that we don't pay water. We don't have a water bill. We don't have a light bill. We don't have a gas bill. We don't pay Wi-Fi. That $1,600 covers everything. Okay. We have 3 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms. We're on the 18th floor. I don't know if y'all can see way over there. We're on the 18th floor. Look at those beautiful views over there. Do y'all see that? These are the views that we wake up to every single day. We got a pool, we got a steam room, and we're in one of the best neighborhoods. Kelsey says, I'm working on getting my passport renewed. I have 3 copies of birth certificate for my child. I need a few more copies. I need to get a charge expunge off my records. Okay, well, Kelsey, you taking action, baby. You taking action, and that's what matters most. Because I'm gonna tell y'all right now, the number one reason that you're not where you want to be in life is because you have not been taking action, okay? You continue to allow life to happen to you. And you need to start allowing life to happen for you. You need to start creating a life that you cannot wait to wake up to, because nobody is going to do it for you. Nobody is going to take your excuses from you, okay? Like I said, y'all, for those of y'all who are for real, take advantage of the live bonus. Use that promo code 20 for 20% off and get instant access. Because once you have it, it's yours. And like everything's already done. Get instant access to everything that you need to live abroad. What a lot of people are not telling y'all is that moving abroad is 80% mindset. 80% mindset. Some of y'all, the reason you're not where you want to be today is because you're not gassing yourself up. You listening to the haters, you listening to self-sabotage, you listen to your brain. Your brain is going to keep you in survival mode. Your brain is going to keep you in survival mode. Your brain is not here to help you thrive, baby. Your brain is here to keep you alive. So the minute your brain senses that you try to do some big shit, you try to do some courageous shit, you try to step out of your comfort zone, your brain is like, whoa, let me tell you all the reasons it might not work out. And I'm going to tell you, you have to start countering those thoughts, those feelings, those emotions with what if it does work out? But what if it all does work out? Every time your brain tries to tell you all the reasons why it might not work, I need you to cut that motherfucker off and be like, but let me tell you about if it does all work out. Because the other thing, y'all, is that the U.S. ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. The U.S. is not going anywhere. So if your worst case scenario is that you take a leap and you go to do something that you've been wanting to do for years and you end up deciding to come back to the US, do you have any idea? You're still ahead of 90% of people on this earth who will not even try. So you got to ask yourself, do you want to leave this world without even trying? Aren't you worth trying? Isn't your peace of mind worth you trying? Your physical health, your spiritual health, your emotional health, isn't that worth you trying? Isn't it worth you giving yourself permission to figure it out? Y'all, we get to do this one time, and ain't none of us getting out alive. What a comforting thought. None of us are getting out alive. So why are you stressing so much? Why are you continuing to allow self-sabotage and BS excuses to hold you back? You not getting out of this alive anyway. You might as well go for it. Y'all, I'm having a time of my life. I am having the time of my life. I was hanging out with some other people from the U.S. the other day. There's actually a pretty large Black community here in Colombia. I was hanging out with someone the other day, and we were literally just talking about how, like, y'all, life is just easier for us outside of the U.S. And I do not take for granted, okay? I do not take for granted the privilege of having a U.S. passport and being able to travel to so many places that other people in other countries simply cannot, solely because of where they are from. I do not take for granted the fact that I make USD in a country where USD is stronger than the local currency. I do not take these things for granted. I wake up with gratitude every single day because, y'all, it's such a blessed life. It is such a blessed life. I am humbled every day for how kind Colombians are, how much I learn from their culture, how much their culture teaches me every day to prioritize my relationships, to go outside, not be spending all day looking at screens. Y'all, what is it? It's 12 o'clock here. I started work at I think 10 this morning. Y'all, I live a chill life because I created this life. I learned how to make money online, and I teach you how to do that in the MAPS course as well. I learned how to travel and live abroad on a budget, okay? Me and my husband can go out to lunch right now, and we ain't gonna spend more than $10 for both of us. I'm talking full meal, appetizer, fresh juice, and everything, okay? We have learned how to travel on a budget. These are all skills. You've been learning skills your entire life, and all of a sudden you act like you can't learn to move abroad. You act like you can't learn how to make money online. Why? The only difference between you and the people who are already doing it is that they had the audacity to try. They also didn't know how it was going to turn out. They also had fear of the unknown. They also were hesitant, worried that they were going to get there and maybe they're not going to like the country, or maybe you're going to get there and you're going to decide you want to go somewhere else, or maybe you're going to miss this about the US. Everybody you see living this life took the same risk. So how long are you going to allow fear to hold you back? Blazian said, Korea is amazing. Almost all Koreans speak English. They are happy to speak English as well. Oh, perfect. We might go to Australia because my partner can get a job there, period. And y'all, your first place doesn't have to be your forever place. Your first place does not have to be your forever place, okay? Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I'm still catching up on comments. Please, y'all, I'm sorry. I got to scroll down because I don't think I'm going to catch up here, okay? Listen, if you ask me a question and I missed it, please just ask me again. Let me see. I'm going to wake up in a place where I could leave my kid at the park and get a coffee without worry. Oh, I love that. Hi, Winnie. Thank y'all so much for the gifts. I appreciate y'all. Not keep yelling at me, Bianca. Oh my God. Bianca is a twin, chat. She doesn't tell anyone. I am not a twin, but people 100% think that me and my sister are twins all the time. All the time. Not America will still be funky and musty. I'm not playing with it all. What do you mean none of us are getting out alive? I mean, none of us are getting out of this life alive, Kelsey. I mean, we're all going to die one day. That's what I mean. See, I try to keep it a little bit less morbid on here, but that's what I mean. Commandante said, I moved abroad 8 years ago. All my life treated like a dog where I'm from. Treated like a king where I went, period. You are so welcome, Red Hair Coco. The government tells us how unsafe Colombia is to keep us here. Y'all, the United States is on the travel advisory list. What about healthcare, Brenda? What's your question? Healthcare outside of the US is a lot less expensive than healthcare inside of the US. I can walk in and out of a hospital today and I'm not even going to spend a third of what I would spend in the US with health insurance. I pay $1,600 per month. Okay, I'm caught up. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all. For the action takers who want to take advantage of that live bonus, y'all got a few more minutes. Go and grab it. Y'all got a few more minutes. Use that promo code. I'll put it in the comments. Use that promo code 20 to take off 20%. There is a payment plan for anybody who wants to use Klarna or Afterpay as well. And y'all can let me know if y'all have any questions about the course, or if you have any questions about moving abroad in general, just let me know. Drop them in the comments. Like I said, I'm literally here to be a resource for y'all. No, I did not say I spent $1,600 a month for health insurance. $1,600 a month is what I pay for rent. Ooh, that water was good. Oh yeah, absolutely not, Kelsey. That's crazy. Does anybody have any questions before I get up off of here? Let me know, y'all. Like I said, I'm here to be a resource for y'all. I'm here to answer your questions. Those of you who already got the course, thank you for your business. And let me know if I'm waiting on anybody else to take advantage of the live bonus before I get off of here. If you're watching on YT, it's in the description. If you're watching on TikTok, it's at the link in my bio. It's called the Move Abroad Planning Series. Shortened is like the MAPS course. If you're watching on TikTok, it's at the link in my bio. Y'all take advantage. It has everything that you need to get the F out of the United States, the move abroad mindset, how to pick your country, how you're going to make money, how much money you need to save, moving abroad with kids, moving abroad with pets, health insurance option, what you're going to do with your cell phone, how to find housing, how to travel and live abroad on a budget, the best places to look for remote jobs, different ways to make money outside of a remote job, moving abroad if you're LGBTQ+, if you have a disability. Y'all, I'm telling you, everything that you need is in the MAPS course. You know how I know? Because I literally built the course based on the questions that y'all have been asking me for the past 2 years. I've been talking about moving abroad on this page since November 2023, and 90% of the questions I get are the same. Don't be afraid to invest in yourself. Do not be afraid to invest in yourself, okay? I have invested tens of thousands of dollars over several years, okay? Listen, this entrepreneurial space, it's ghetto out here sometimes, but it's extremely rewarding, okay? If you want to have everything you need right there at your fingertips, take advantage of the course. Don't forget to use that promo code 20 to take off 20%. Does U.S. insurance work over here? It depends on if your insurance has if it has like an international, like if it has international coverage, you might be able to add it, or you might need to get brand new insurance, because there's also international health insurance. There's like digital nomad health insurance. What a lot of people will do is like they'll just get the like emergency insurance for living, like whenever they're living abroad, because again, y'all, you got to keep in mind that in terms of like your expenses, whenever it comes to healthcare, they are a lot less expensive, even if you do not have health insurance. Damn. $14,000. Well, actually, I don't know how much it is in the US. So that number, actually, I don't even know if that's a lot or not, to be honest with you, because I don't know how much it is in the US. Does anybody, does anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions before I get off of here? Any questions about moving abroad? Any questions about the MAPS course? Let me know while I'm up here, y'all. Like I said, I'm here to be a resource for y'all. I'm not up here for my health. I'm up here for your help. Okay. I'm the only one who laughs at my own jokes. That's fine. That's fine. And for those of you, like I said, for those of you who already got the course, thank you for your business. You're so welcome. For those of you who are still looking for help, but like right now you're like, Bianca, I need something a little bit more in my budget, you can also grab my Move Abroad resource guide. So the course comes with the Move Abroad resource guide. So if you get the course, do not get the Move Abroad resource guide. But the Move Abroad resource guide is part of the course. That's a great starting place for those of you who want the course, but right now it's not in the budget. You can also take advantage of the Move Abroad resource guide, which is also on my bio. Do a live with your what, Chris? Moving where to? Wherever you want to go, Sunbird. I don't know where you're moving to. All right, y'all. I'm about to get up off of here, but thank y'all so much for joining. I appreciate y'all. I will leave. I'm going to leave the course up for a couple more minutes for those of y'all who want to take advantage of that live bonus. Again, just make sure you use that promo code 20 spelled out for 20%. Please make sure y'all hit follow if you have not already. And yeah, I'll be back on here. So I'll catch y'all later. Oops. Okay, there we go.